Bring it back to Lee County. This is our hot topic. This was our hot topic of the morning because I like to call it our smoking hot topic.
Literally.
There's conversation around potentially banning smoking and vaping at Lee County parks and beaches.
So right now it is already banned at indoor park facilities, and there was somewhere else, schools, obviously, like if a playground's on a school. They're talking about like you go to a beach, you can't smoke, you can't vape. You go to an outdoor park playground, you can't smoke, you can't vape. Again, this is just a proposal or something they're talking about right now. June 17th, they're going to have another public hearing on this so you can kind of voice your thoughts about it. But we are already hearing from a lot of you on social media. Not surprising, right? Like there's two sides. Some people are, great, I don't want the smoke in my face. I don't want the butts on the ground or the little cartridges from the vape things. Other people are like, wait a second, like I should be able to smoke where I want to smoke. It's not hurting anyone else except for... I'm not hating on smoking. I'm just like, except for, you know what I mean? Like, it's my own personal thing that
I got you. No, I got you.
So
I think you basically summarized too what we were seeing on social media. That was the big thing. People were like, this is a violation of their freedom to not be able to smoke in certain places, while other people are like, we're tired of picking up your cigarette butts at the beach. So the fines are pretty real here too.
Yeah, it was like $100, $200, and $300 for second and third time you're caught.
Yeah.
But one woman did have a very good point. And she's like, the park rangers, they're the ones who are going to have to enforce this. Like,
I think it was that. I'm just having a really tough day today. Sorry. I think that was my throat.
Was that indigestion or what was that? This was so loud in the microphone.
I told you guys I'm not feeling well. Just keep talking.
I had to address it because I wasn't going to just move on like that didn't happen. Anyway, this woman was saying, well, the park rangers are going to have to enforce that. They have other stuff to be doing.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this moves forward. But June 17th, you can go voice your concerns in front of the Lee County Commission because they're the ones who are ultimately going to decide it.
Listen, I want to talk about Kevin the cat.
This is a tough one. I feel for Kevin's family.
Yeah, Kevin was like, the sacrificial cat in this, I just want to say, because if you remember...
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, that's an ear. What is that? I thought it was like nursing or something.
Just an ear.
You're probably not the only one. Okay. I was like, what? Okay, back to Kevin. Rest in peace, Kevin. Yeah. Kevin was brought to the Lee County Domestic Animal Services, right? Which...
He was found as a stray.
He was a stray. He was not microchipped, okay?
Yeah, he wasn't microchipped. Yeah.
So they had a policy that if they were microchipped, there was a certain amount of time that they had to hold him. Kevin was not microchipped. Kevin's mama, meaning like his owner, called the shelter like hours after he went missing. And we're not talking days. We're talking hours after he went missing.
An hour and 54 minutes.
1 hour and 54 minutes
later,
after he arrived, he was euthanized.
Yeah.
So anyway, the new portion of this story is that the shelter now has a policy. They've changed their policy that even if the animal is not microchipped, so if they can't scan, whatever dog, cat it is, they still have to hold it for 24 hours before they can euthanize it, which is still quick if you think about it. Like sometimes you miss your cat. Like my cat has gone missing for a day and I'm like, come on, where are you? And then he shows up 2 days later because he's living his best life.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting to see the change. And I think a lot of people on social media were just saying like they're just grateful to see that there's just an added window. You're right. It's not a lot of time, but it's better than what it was.
Right. And Kevin's owners, obviously, they think it's just a little Band-Aid. They would like to see some more change. But anyway, commissioners are holding a public hearing in August because they could potentially update the ordinance in Lee County even more to like make some more changes. So anyway, that's the latest on Kevin. Poor Kevin.
I know. Poor Kevin. That one gets me.
Yeah. I want to talk about this story for multiple reasons. Bella Line is our Cape Coral community correspondent, and she covers Cape Coral every day. So she has seen, and like we grew up locally, so this is no shock to us. That was a car, right, that just drove past the end of the road right into the canal. This happens more often than because a lot of times, so for example, this story that Bella recently did is near Kismet Parkway, where you're just traveling along and all of a sudden the road turns, right? And if you don't realize, maybe you're not used to driving on this roadway and you're just chugging along at 40 or however fast you're going, you don't realize maybe, wait a second, I have to turn, and you end up in the water. Very scary. Unfortunately, we've seen just this week alone where cars ended up in the water and people lost their lives. That was a different scenario. There was a car accident, but still. So the city of Cape Coral is now looking at any road that is within 150 feet of a canal to see if they need to do something and change something, whether it's guardrails or whatever it may be, to prevent this from happening. And they want to hear from you. So obviously there's like 400 miles of canals in Cape Coral. So if you live in one of these areas where you're like, this is just an accident waiting to happen. I see, people fly into the empty lot all the time instead of taking the left and it's come close. You dial 311. They want to hear from you so that they could potentially make some changes.
Yeah. Make the call. Make the call.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we put that information out there and it's just kind of make the call because that could help to prevent a future crash or death.
I was talking about this with my hairstylist yesterday. Actually, she was
Oh, okay, hair.
dyeing my hair.
Okay.
I'm still holding on to, like, 2 weeks ago, ChatGPT said my hair looked dry, so she put a glaze on it. Anyway, what was I saying?
You and your hairstylist were talking.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Well, you didn't get that far.
This is real
Were you
mom
talking
life.
about the Cape Coral Proximity Project or canals,
something.
driving?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
remember. That was a real mom moment
That's okay.
and a senior moment. It'll come to me at 2 a.m. Anyway, moving on.
All right.
Let's talk about Fort Myers Beach Elementary.
Yeah, let's take it to Fort Myers Beach. So basically, this conversation continues. Still no decisions yet. Lee County School Board taking a look at 5 different options for how they can move forward with bringing back Fort Myers Beach Elementary. Refresher, Fort Myers Beach Elementary destroyed. Hurricane Ian. Students are now at San Carlos Park Elementary.
Being bussed off island, which is like 45 minutes easily with morning traffic.
Yes, while they're still trying to figure out what exactly they're going to do at this school. Now, this is interesting because some of the different options where they talked about raising it, they talked about making it a charter school, potentially, giving it multiple uses. So right now they're talking, it's K through 5. They're looking at, do we need to make it a charter school where they're reaching like K through 8, and then it gives the city an opportunity to use it, the town, an opportunity to use it as a different type of building for events or for whatever. So that's just one of the options, but they're really looking at how can we meet code, and also we know like another storm's going to happen. So how do we make sure that we protect this building? Because it is a historic building while also moving forward and spending our money wisely. That's the other part of this.
Right. So I think, like you said, I think some people who might not be super familiar with it are like, wait a second, what do you mean? The school's ruined, just fix it and let's move on. But it isn't quite that simple because it's on Fort Myers Beach and we do flood there quite easily. So it's like, how many times are we going to rebuild it before we stop putting the Band-Aid on?
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be interesting to see. The other small piece of it is it's a very small school. I think after Ian, when they finally got kids back in before it flooded during Helene or Milton, there were fewer than 50 students.
Yeah.
So there was like a plan, okay, we will keep adding and improving the school if you can grow the number of students and stuff like that. So there's so many different factors that go into it. But you can imagine living on Fort Myers Beach, why the parents there want a school on island, because it's not easy to get your kid down the street to go to school, let alone 45 minutes away to go to school, if that's not what you're used to. So we're going to watch that closely and see what happens. But they are exploring those different opportunities.
They're also talking about maybe having portables for those families that are like traveling back and forth.
Yes.
That might be an option for them during the fall, which is obviously a game changer. Remember that dad who said he's spending about 2 hours commuting back and forth from home to San Carlos and back every day. So that obviously would be a game changer for those students, but we'll see because that's not set in stone either.
Yeah, he said that, or the school district said it could be possible for the start of this upcoming school year because kids are out of school.
Yeah, okay, last day of school. Yes. I saw this video. You know we love Franklin Park
love
Elementary.
Franklin Park Elementary.
Shout out to these teachers, the leadership, I believe, as well. They actually came up with a rap. You can't hear it. okay? But you could trust us on it that it's pretty fire. And they're basically talking about the end of the school year. So we wanted to shout out our local teachers and staff members and just say, like, thank you and congratulations. You made it through another school year.
Yes, congrats. Our teachers are angels on earth. I mean, really, truly. Not only do they do amazing things, they're growing our children, but they have the patience
Bless.
of a saint.
Come on.
I was driving, where was I? On Del Prado yesterday, past Calusa Middle School, and it was like, tag, you're it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's actually good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
I like that. So, and congrats to the kids. I know summer camps and all that fun stuff is going to be happening. My kids are doing a few of the camps. And they're also going to be reading and stuff. And because, that cobwebs get in there
Yep.
if you don't do anything all summer. So it's really important to stay on top of it, like 2 days a week.
Do your kids, are they too young, maybe not your oldest, to get a reading list? Have the reading list already gone out?
We have, instead of a list, because my girls are still, like beginning reading.
Sure.
So we're just doing, it was actually cool. Their kindergarten teacher gave them like a graph thingy that they can fill out over the summer. Like, I read once, I read twice this week, and
Love
then
it.
there's 3 bonus, and
Love
you can
that.
bring it in at the end of the summer and get like a toy out of the
That's
treasure
awesome.
chest.
Love
So,
that.
not necessarily a list, but we take trips to the library,
Yeah. Yeah.
check out the books.
Got to keep the reading going during the summer.
Right. So if your allergies are not bad right now, hold on tight, because we have this Saharan dust cloud coming across the Atlantic Ocean headed our way. Now, in one sense, it's good because it
Helps with hurricane
weather-wise,
season.
helps like to keep things at bay. But this is a nasty Saharan dust cloud coming our way. And so your eyes, they may feel itchy. Your nose may feel itchy. Your eyes may feel runny.
Your throat might feel funny. And if you have asthma or something, your chest might tighten a little bit.
It's 2,000 miles wide.
Yeah. Yes.
That's huge.
It's humongous. So just an FYI.
Because today,
it had me
Wednesday? Friday, it's going to be here.
yeah. It feels like it's already here. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm not Sahara dusting. Maybe I'm just allergies.
Yeah, whatever that was earlier.
Stop bringing it up.
Sorry. There are a lot of particles in the air.
Yeah.
The cool thing is sunsets will be very spectacular and beautiful and different colors, very vibrant, because with that like orangey
Yeah.
haze.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I was distracted when you were talking about that. I was like, who is this lady?
Who was it?
Does she know anything about the sunsets?
Okay. I guess I need to ask my dog mom. None of you are commenting. Where are you people? Well, what's your grandma's name? Hey, Reva.
Hi,
Thanks
Miss
for
Reva.
watching. We just adore Allie. We love having her here. And we know that she's been to Arkansas on vacation to the Springs.
We love Allie.
We do love Allie.
We do love Allie.
So you're a pup mom.
Yeah.
And, Stanley Cup we'll get to in a second because, we're the official broadcast partner of the Florida Panthers. But Stanley Pup airs Friday at 5:30. So this is ahead of the Stanley Cup. I did not know this was a thing.
We just learned it was a thing. Actually, can you play the video? Because they literally look like competitors in the Stanley Pup, not the Stanley Cup. They have
Is it on Facebook?
no.
Oh, play this video.
She's okay. You know what it is. She's going on vacation.
Today's my Friday.
Yes, my girl's like out of here already. Can you take a look at these puppies now?
What kind of dog is a Husky Shepherd mix? Oh my God.
He's 12 weeks old. He's 12 weeks old. And each of them represent, look, like the Capitals. Each of them represent an NHL team. And each of them are up for
my
rescue.
God,
All of these puppies are up for rescue. If this was me and I didn't already have one, I would probably try to get one of these. Look at these little faces. And I just think this is such a great idea and a great way to like incorporate, the different societies and the rescues with the hype of the Stanley Cup.
So hold on. I'm not quite understanding. Is each dog that's with the team in that area, like they're in that state?
I can't confirm that. I can tell you can find it at the
Got it.
particular rescue.
Yeah, New York City. Where are the the Capitals are DC.
Capitals-
Okay, so it's just all over.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to pay close attention. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah. So they're so cute, and the Stanley Pup is coming up. Just this like reeled me in just by their faces, so we had to show you
They're so
the
sweet.
stars of the Stanley Pup.
And
Also-
the Stanley Cup. The puck drops tonight at 8.
100%. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers. Good luck to the Oilers.
I have to tell you something, girl. I got to give you some tea. Yesterday, we were in the newsroom, and our sweet producer, Allie, is preparing all the things. You know, Allie works on this podcast in the second half of her day, every day. Homegirl was like, hey, the Stanley Cup's coming up, and does anybody know who the Edmonton Oilers are and where they're from?
That's awkward. Because I don't.
The hush across the newsroom was sick.
Oilers.
No, Amy, the Edmonton Oilers.
I know. I'm thinking of like where oil comes from.
Yeah. I was like, wait, you don't know where they're from?
No, where are they from?
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
See? She doesn't know either.
Are y'all serious? She said the Edmonton Oilers.
They're from Edmonton.
Canada.
Oh, is that why they're playing in Canada? I've been to Victoria, British Columbia, have not been to Edmonton.
I didn't know they were playing in Canada.
I knew they were playing in Canada. I knew about that. And I could say that because we have Alex Orenchuk, who is one of our community correspondents. He's from Canada. And I just love when he talks because he's like, hey, I need to tell you about this.
Yeah.
He's also awesome at covering the Panthers. So anyway, puck drops at 8.
Yep.
7-game series.
Yep. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers. I mean, that's our Florida team. We are Panther country.
Yeah. It's pretty cool that we're part of Scripps News. And so we have one of our teams from PTV that's actually up there broadcasting for us. So we've got like some local Florida coverage as well up there. So definitely you had some of them in your newscast, and definitely like that's our little excitement in the Scripps News world when it comes to that.
When we became the broadcast partners of the Florida Panthers, so they're based on the East Coast and they play at that Amerant Bank Arena.
Yeah.
Shari and I got to go over with Trent and spend the day with the team. We got to meet Sasha Barkovsky.
Thank you.
I almost said Baron Cohen.
Barkov.
I almost said Sasha Baron Cohen. I'm like, wait, that's not right. Anyway, he's amazing. We met the coach, but I was not a diehard hockey fan. And then like when I watched them
Yes.
practice and I watched
Yes.
the game, like if you can sit rink level and watch the action, I'm a hockey fan.
Yes.
I'm a hockey fan.
Agreed. And I will shout out the hockey crowd.
Oh, they're fun.
Oh my gosh, y'all are a good time.
They're fun.
It was my first hockey game ever. Like no.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think
you
one
didn't
time
go
it
to
was at an
Everblades?
okay. Wow. The way you came for me was how I feel like the Everblades. I just want to be clear. It was my first time paying attention to like a hockey game. Like I've been to an Everblades game, but you know, like high school, you're like
Talking.
100%.
Yeah. And NHL maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I got
It's my
you.
first NHL game. So
I got you.
It was awesome.
It's so cool. And it's nice, like, and cool in the arena.
Yeah.
I sound like a 40-something woman talking right now. I'm just going to move on from that conversation. All right. So that's going to do it for this episode of Off Script. We've done all the things. We've talked about all the things. We've shared our souls.
You've shared all my business.
Listen, I can't
So-
help it that you have a hole in your dress and your poppy seed
Something
in
in
your
my
teeth.
teeth. I felt like there was something, and I
It's okay. I'm like, what video?
that did make my day.
Oh, this video.
No, your Edmonton thing really took me out. You're one of the smartest people I know, and anyway.
You must not know a lot of people. Just saying.
You are though.
Oh, you're sweet, Shari.
All right, team.
All right. I think we should call it a wrap for the rest of the hour. So 35 minutes. You can watch all the local news happening here in Southwest Florida. Don't forget Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays off script. I am taking the day off tomorrow. So you are going to be with
deserved.
Trent Eric.
Ooh,
Is this true?
it is true.
You better behave.
Please behave, Trent Eric. No, it's going to be a good time. It's always a good time with Trent. We love him.
Yes, we'll see you
He's
tomorrow.
our fill-in.
Yeah, he's awesome.
yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow at 10 then, right here, fox4now.com.